Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm this here Strategy Game, and we're returning to a Let's Play of War in the West. We are playing as the Allies, of course, advancing in December 1943 against the Germans. We've captured basically the area here south of Rome and around Rome, really, and pretty much connected up all of our lines over here. We've advanced a little bit here, pressed a little bit forward here in the north. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that the Germans probably will counter this move, but it just might be worthwhile. Other than that, we are bringing our tanks around to this area around Rome here in the hope that we might ultimately be able to break through here and do maybe a nice encirclement around there. Until then, I don't know whether the Germans are going to counterattack, so let's see about that and let's see what we are going to do. Before I show that, though, there's one thing I wanted to highlight, and that is we are sending our amphibious task forces here to Northern Europe because we want to start preparing for the eventualities up over there. So let's see how the Germans are going to react to this advance down here in Italy and see whether we're going to do anything good. Oh, by the way, do notice that we are for the first time victory point positive over here. So because we have pretty much, I think it's due to Rome, but nevertheless it is certainly nice that we have gotten some positive victory points over here, even though we never really quite intended to do that. So yeah, I'm pretty much happy about that. Right, let's say, ooh, the Germans are attacking over here. With quite in force, I have to say. So this is 52,000 men against our 36,000. It's a couple of infantry divisions with a lot of support here by Werfer regiments and kind of everything. Against basically two of our divisions over here. We are losing 1,000 men, they're losing a little bit more. So all in all, pretty good. We are holding out. Ooh, and they are attacking again. This time, it's a little bit of a small attack, only 15,000 men. But they are losing 250, so yeah, I think that's nice. Interesting that they did try to counterattack there. Certainly good for us, I think, because they are exhausting themselves a little bit more than we are, potentially. Yeah, just watch how many units they are pulling up over in this direction now. Well, this is a slightly weak position now in that regard, so let's see whether that is going to work in our favor here. We do ultimately need to connect Rome to our rail depots in Foggia and Neapels down there, so that we have good supplies flowing into the front line here. And we do need to bring up the air units here, so sorry, the tank units. So I think that's fine. We've also got these guys, for example, over here, this New Zealandish division, so that's nice. Interesting that we haven't captured this, but yeah. So the Germans do have parts of a Panther division, parts of an infantry division around here. Interesting that they did spread out the infantry division so much. So yeah, the 71st Infantry Division is pretty much spread out along all of these lines. We might want to try to push into here, into this little gap over there, but it's probably going to be difficult with the river crossing there, and these guys do have already some fortification, so it is kind of unlikely. Someone here is not having as much supply. It's just the repair unit, so supply looks fine, all in all. Except for these guys over here. Oh yeah, you're also assigned to a very high headquarter. We need to think about whether we do have some space somewhere. I do think this here might be a good location. So, US 2nd Corps, have you guys, can you guys attach to that? 2nd US Corps, there we go. Yeah, that should be fine. That should give you some more power. And I do like these guys. I mean, this is 54 flamethrower teams. How can you not like that? So I think... Excuse me about the noise. That was the dog in the background. So, yeah. He's just doing that sometimes. Right. Anyway, let's briefly check out the rail lines. Yeah, we are building up something over here, which we're trying to set up to Rome. And we are coming on along this way. So, all of that should be fine. Yeah, let's make a small push here in the north. And then with our tanks, I'm not sure yet whether we're going to bring them just a little bit forward and prepare for another attack. The disadvantage would be that we allow the Germans to build up their fortifications further. But do notice that some of them have very low organization over here, or very low supplies, which is nice. And that does bring us to the next thing. We are in the air phase now. We've run up quite some interdiction over here, I believe. Jesus, can I get rid of that? Right. Interdiction levels. This here is good interdiction levels, so that's nice. These guys here have been bombing all of these railheads, so I think the Germans should have some difficulty sourcing supply from either of these locations. Also over here, the rail line is pretty much damaged, so basically the only depots, and I'm just layering layer on information here on this map. But nevertheless, yeah, there's about 10,000 supplies over there. There is no supplies over here as far as we can tell. There's 1,000 supplies over here and 17,000 over here. Why can there be so much supplies if the rail yard is basically at zero? I don't quite understand. But yeah, it's probably something that we will need to be dealing with at some point. So what I'm going to do is, as usual, I'll be setting up our units and our airstrikes as we go over here. Ooh, okay, so the weather over here just doesn't look too great, is it? No, it's fair, actually. So it's just cold. There's not a lot of snow, so cold isn't bad. But yeah, we'll need to see. I'm going to set that up, and you guys can rejoin me later. Right, gentlemen, so here we are back again with our air units set up. And as you can see, there's a lot of focus here on the left flank. So I deliberated a little bit, and I think we are not going to try to cross the river over here. Yes, it is tempting, but probably it's just not going to work this time. So I really want to focus on this area here, though. So what we're going to do is we are going to set up some ground attacks here on the front line by Bomber Command. So, by 12th Bomber Command. So these guys are twin-engine bombers. They're going to come in at relatively high altitude. And they're going to basically bomb the line, specifically these hills over here, but also just generally weaken these guys around. So let's see whether that is going to work. We're also going to try to increase the interdiction, this time a little bit west of the Lake of Bolsena here. And then we've got the more general setup of the 15th Air Force to again strike the rail yards over here and potentially reduce their supplies a little bit. That would be lovely. Speaking of supplies, I'm also going to use our naval patrols here slightly differently this time around. And I'm going to try to, well, basically get these guys here to be isolated. So that is, oh, I should turn off Steam there. But yeah, these guys here are going to be trying to isolate it. So we're going to try to stop their naval supplies. We're going to mine these waters, basically. And that is going to be that. Meanwhile, in Northern Europe, we do set up the entire 8th Air Force here against the city of Frankfurt. So our 2nd Bombardment Division is not going to do anything. We are going to send everyone here to Frankfurt. And the reason for that is basically a lot of our B-17s here do need some rest due to low morale and all of that. So yeah, basically it's only going to be these boys here. It's going to be mainly B-24s actually, if I see that right. So yeah, we're going to be accompanying them with a couple of Mustangs here, a couple of P-70, P-47-15s. That's fine. A couple of Lightnings, a lot of Mosquitoes. You know what, I'm actually going to increase the Lightnings here just by 1, and that should be a-okay. So all of these guys are going to try to strike here. They're going to try to mostly hit the vehicle yards, but also sort of various different other things if they can, including manpower, heavy industry, and some of the armored works over here. It's not a big deal. It's just, it's, I would say, a relatively normal strike in terms of the package that we are delivering over here. Right. That's it. And then we've got Bomber Command. These guys are going to try to hit... I don't know exactly what that is. It's not Bonn. It's Veseling. Never heard of that. But they're going to try to hit the synthetic fuel refinery. That is over in this area. And then they're also going to try to hit Cologne because probably the synthetic fuel refinery itself is not worth it. So, yeah, they're going to try to hit what exactly? They're going to try to hit... Yeah, you can see it's various things. Including, of course, the vehicle yards in the Ford factory that we've talked about so often in Cologne. I don't understand why it was untouched in World War II, really. Right, I guess we can shift down the intruder command over here a little bit. Also, a couple of you guys here have been fighting relatively well, I think, so you can move down there. Let's get the night fighters in here. That's fine. And then you guys are probably going to just target something like... I would like to get these guys here in as well. So maybe up over here. Yeah, that seems to be a nice setup here. And that is pretty much a-okay. Oh, there's a lot of air bases over here that are currently occupied. Well, isn't that interesting? Heinkels. Right, you know what? We're going to execute the strikes over here and see what is going to happen. Specifically what's going to happen there. With the attacks on the line. I'm very interested about that, but of course, as always, also against the industry. And we are picking targets that are a little bit closer because we are trying to bombard them there. One of our Mustang groups has already been switched out to the later, to the slightly more modern version. But yeah, let's see how well all of these attacks are going to go. Yeah, the island of Corsica there is not my main priority, if I'm being very honest here. But the strikes here in these planes, that would be fantastic to see. Okay, let's see what's going to happen over here. So Bomber Command lost 22 planes against 4, so as always, pretty meh loss ratio, but they did do their job pretty well over here. They did destroy pretty much the synthetic fuel refineries. Also a little bit on the V weapon factories, that's nice to see. Resource production, that's honestly a little bit, I don't know why you did that, but yeah, that's going to be okay. Some manpower strikes here. Synthetic fuel refineries here, they are all but destroyed, so that's nice to see. And that is basically Euskirchen even, yeah. Well, they've been basically devastating the area, so honestly that's fine. They're also doing a little bit more damage here against the Ford factory, so they're going to be out of commission for a little bit longer, and that is very nice to see for us. Right, you have lost 2 units during your intruder missions. You didn't shoot down anyone. That's unfortunate. Happens, I guess. Might be a consequence of our other strikes there. We've lost 2 bombers here in the 15th Air Force in the south. Nevertheless, you did strike all of these rail yards. I'm very proud of you guys. That's nice to see. And then, how did the 8th Air Force do? Yeah, you guys over here. Ooh, what's going on? What is going on, my God? Jesus. That is 150 planes lost, including 100 escort fighters. 100 escort fighters lost in a single setup over here in all of these attacks against Frankfurt. Well, you did do damage against... Jesus, you did do damage against the Eagle Yachts. That's nice to see. But man, oh man, why did we lose 32 aircraft over here? Jesus. That's harsh. That's a lot of air combat over here and a lot of losses here on our side. I did not expect to lose that many P-38s. That's really not that great. How come you are losing so many? You are escorting... Yeah, even the sweepers, they were at a high altitude here. Is the P-38 not suitable for that altitude? Does it have a supercharger? I don't know, I need to check. Yeah, but why? Why? I mean, these guys are extremely experienced. There isn't any mistake in that. And they did lose some pilots here. And yeah, we were being intercepted before as well, including a couple of very heavy ME-410s. Yeah, these guys didn't fare too well, though. Yeah, you can see their experience here. When they don't have as high experience, they are dropping down. But when they do, they are killing. So, yeah, we are just coming up against very experienced German pilots. And, you know, in that regard, a loss rate of 150 planes is dramatic. But they also lost 150. And they will have lost quite a number of pilots over there. It's over their territory, so not every plane that is shot down does entitle us to true kill of a pilot. But still, that's dramatic. You guys losing a couple of airplanes over here, nothing too big. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh no, 12th Bomber Command. You guys did lose just a couple of things down here. That's not too dramatic. And then we've got you guys flying an enormous number of sorties here. To just basically disrupt them and increase interdiction. Man, the bombardments of Frankfurt here, dramatic in effect. Dramatic in effect on the overall command structure here. Right, let's actually look at the interdiction that we have achieved over here. Okay, so now it's over here, but this has completely gone away. Well, it's relatively high here though, so that is okay-ish to see. These guys, not too strong. We've got the units over here. You could advance a decent amount of hexes over there. And you guys were set on refitting, but you've basically got a good number of your complements. It's basically only damaged stuff that you need to bring up to speed. How about you guys over here? Yeah, you were not set up to repair, but still. So what we could do is we could try to bring them forward. How come you're losing so much movement points? Well, I don't think they'd be able to break through completely. And 31 over here is a decent amount of stuff. I think these guys here would be very easy to clear out. These guys would be relatively easy to clear out. These guys still very hard. Even though it's only 2 bits here of, but yeah, they are in rough terrain. We might actually want to try to push through here on the very western part of the front line. The disadvantage of that is, of course, that there's no real way how we can encircle them if we just break through over here. We could try to go for a very limited encirclement, try to break through here, try to break through here, and maybe sort of encircle a couple of these units. Just 1 or 2 divisions. I mean, it's not... It would still be 1 division over here, a little bit of a division over there. You guys are doing relatively fine because you're also in fortifications. I think we could try to break through here. Well, if we could get over there, that, I mean, just this lake here is kind of tempting, isn't it? Try to break through here, get there. But we really need to break through on a broad front. Otherwise, I don't think that our tanks are going to make it through here and basically be able to push through that gap if it's only a gap of a single division over here. You do really need to get the other guys gone so that you don't have to tackle the zone of control, basically. Right. Okay, before I forget, and I'm very sorry if that's not the most exciting, but I'm always mindful about our railway repair guys, because I've played a little bit of War in the East, and if you know War in the East, it's absolutely essential that you do repair your rail lines at all times. So yeah, it's really quite crucial. Right, you guys are still on refit. Well, I don't think if I have only 20 movement points, if I'm over here, that I could move through there. You guys also would only have 20. There is another guy over here. You guys would be having a little bit more, right? So yeah, you'd be having 37. But I just don't think that's enough, is the issue. Right, we've got, and you guys down here, let me get rid of the AA symbols over here. You guys over here are, you guys are actually very low on movement points, and that is, I think, because you've spent already quite a couple of that getting off these ships. So I'm tempted not to attack this turn, but wait for next turn. There is a nice opportunity here with this reserve division in level 2 fortification. But on the other hand, these guys are looking kind of strong. So, yeah, I think for now what we're going to do is we are not going to attack. We're just going to bring everyone forward and basically have them set up over here. And I think that is going to be all right. Yeah, let's bring you forward. You're going to be brought forward. And we've got the headquarter here. And basically these 2 tanks. Yeah, let's bring you down there. That's fine. Oh yeah, the Italian motorized division. Well, that's okay. Right, and then let's keep building this rail line up until hopefully Rome. No, I don't think we're going to get to Rome this turn. Well, nearly so, and that's very nice to see, because I actually think Rome should be trying to repair the rail line itself as well. Well, we are increasing the airbase. I think it does make sense to spend 1 point here on the rail yard itself, so that we have a good depot over here. Is there actually one over here? No, not yet. Curious that I can't assign anything. Right, how are our supplies looking over here? Yeah, 26,000 stored over here. 32,000 stored over there, so that's nice. And Naples is seeing also about 20... No, that's 200,000 stored. So you should be really able to send that up along this rail line over here whenever we do find that there is a requirement over there. Right, and you guys have some stuff stored? No. You're mostly being supplied from, well, places further in the rear. But that's fine. That is fine, I think. Right, so basically all of our tanks are now over here, right? So who's that? Oh no, there's one more. Right, let's get you there. That's fine. So yeah, everyone's down here except for you guys who are still up there. We could even think about switching you guys around to another headquarter unit here. You're pretty much exhausted on that front. Right, let's try to get you guys here. We've got a lot of divisions over here. Yeah, I think we can try to bring you here so that we are guarded on the flanks there. That's fine. You guys here are probably the weakest. So you might want to come in here. Have you got any attachments? Some armored brigade. Well, that's interesting. What else could you get? Basically a little bit of this and that. Mostly AA. Yeah, I don't think we need that. Right, so let's get you into there. That was a mistake because I didn't want to pick you. Only you. Well, there we go then. Right. Okay, you guys get over there. You guys get over there. That is unfortunate. That is not what I intended to do. Right. You guys could try to do deliberate attack over here. How are you guys looking? 89%, 81%. You know what? I think that's fine. Let's try to push through over here. They are committing to the defense. That's unfortunate. If they hadn't gotten part of the Panzer Corps over here, I don't think they would have held. Yeah, but this way we are losing 1,300 men. There goes that. Right, and if we had you guys ready, we could do another attack. We can't. We can only do that with one unit. So my mistake here. Really, really bad play from my side. Right, question is, do we pull back the tanks? 47 to 45. I think we could pull them back, right? Could pull back the tanks. And depending on whether we will break through over here, we can re-engage with them. Okay, that would only be a hasty attack, not a deliberate one. Because you only have 5 movement points, right? We could do a deliberate one with this, yeah. No, that's also not what I wanted to. Damn it! I again picked the wrong unit. Jesus. You guys were intended to go over here. Jesus. Yeah, okay, now we can do deliberate attack. Let's do that. We are pushing them back, right? So that is very, very interesting to see. Right, you guys could not break through over there. How about the tanks? Could you get through there? You could. Well, then let's do that. Okay, they will need to leave this position. I can't break through over here because I've just no way of reinforcing this position. I might have had if I hadn't played extremely badly. Don't think I would. I mean, this is basically 20 movement pods, at least for the tanks. Sometimes a little bit different for other units, but I think that's fine. Okay, you guys are guarding all of that anyway. Right, so let's bring up the headquarter unit to here. That is all right. I don't think we need to be too concerned about any of the other stuff down here. So that is a-okay. Basically, then we've got a couple of other units here. The 7th, you don't basically control anyone. But there must be another unit over here. Right, you guys. Expeditionary French Corps. Right, you guys. You're a mountain regiment, so I think you're very well suited to fighting over here. Nevertheless, you can't really get into the fight there, so I suppose that's okay. You know, let's nevertheless try to move into this general direction here. I suppose that's fine. Right, you guys get over here. And you know what? What I'm going to do then is at least ask these guys here to go for the expeditionary French forces here. So we've got some British here under command over some French. Not ideal, I would say, in any stretch of the imagination, but that's fine, because now we can ask you guys here to be assigned to actually 30th Corps. That's fine, so you're now a little bit better supplied, and that's great. You guys are all fine. You guys are nicely set up over here so that you're basically disrupting any movement into this area here, so that's actually great. Right, and you guys, I suppose I could move you up over here. I would also like to get a couple more of you guys really stuck in with the enemy over there, so that we're basically building up some attack pattern there. We've got a lot of cores over here actually, so yeah, I guess going over here might actually be the right call for us. Right, and then you guys get over here. I suppose that's all right. Yeah, and let's have the headquarter be sort of in the center of all of this. That's all right here. Right, and then we've got this entire core. You guys can try to get stuck in there. We've got you guys. You are. I think we are going to all pretty much shift all of our forces a little bit to the left over here, so that we can get these guys here stuck in on this far right corner. Yeah, you can only move here. Right, so that's got you move into there. You guys could move there, but you can also move elsewhere. Yeah, you guys basically all have some flexibility here, so that's fine. Yeah, good. Right, then let's grab the Americans and the Indians. Well, the Americans are part of this. That's fine. Right, let's get you sidestep towards over here. And then we are going to disentangle the second core here from the fifth core by moving these guys basically up all the way here to the left flank. That's fine. Now you guys are just generally controlling these three hexes. You guys are controlling, well, two of these hexes, so that's fine. Okay, you're part of the 13s. Okay, the 6th core, you guys can get up over here. So we've got a very strong position here. All 6 core. That's very nice to see. Good. Okay. Right, and you guys also 6 core. You guys are 13th core. That's okay. Let's move you here. Let's move you up over there. And that basically lets us have all of these 2 locations here. Well, there's still part of the 6th core over here. Well, 6th core is now extremely thinly poised towards this specific direction over here, with 3 units over there. Where's our other unit? No, we have 5, right? So we've got 3 over here, 4 there, and then, oh, these guys up over here. Yeah, you might actually want to try to get into there, right? But we've got a lot of 13th core units here. I don't think I want to try to break through here. So we might actually just put you into reserve situation over there. You guys are extremely weak. Way so weak. Field combat engineers, you should not be that weak. I mean, 5. That's very little. Okay, nevertheless, let's try to get you over there. So we've got a little bit of a reserve that can push forward. I think that's fine too. Right. So speaking of, you guys all fine. We've got the 5th Army over here. You're set up nicely. You guys are set up okay-ish. Suppose we can move the 1st Armored Division a little bit to the left flank here. Maybe we're going to try to push through there. That would be okay, I suppose. Yeah, and you guys are now basically covering for all of these guys. Right, move up over here. Try to be ready to overwhelm them on this flank. Or do we just want to concentrate? No, I think over there's fine. Right, and then the 13th Corps needs to move up. I think we can situate you in Rome so that basically you can supply all of these guys. And you are part of the 8th British Army itself, so it's sort of 1 level higher. I suppose that's fine. We're going to keep you in the center as well. So lots of supply pressure here on Rome. But I do think very soon we are going to link this up. And that is going to be very helpful to basically supply all of this area. There's a little bit of a disadvantage here because these guys down here do not have a rail connection all the way up there. So basically they do need to use vehicles to transport anything up there. So not ideal, but I suppose that's fine. The American Special Forces here. Right, let's get you stuck in here so that maybe you can disrupt some fortifications in the not too distant future. I think we're going to send you over here, and then you might be part of an attack on this position there. The parachute regiment here is actually not that great to be over here. So we could sidestep one of the 6th Corps over there, but I think we're fine. I don't want to. This is already an enormous concentration of force there. These mountains are fine. There are some gaps over here. I don't think they're too critical. I very much would doubt whether they could come over here. But they could try to push us out, right? So yeah, but I don't have any units now. Oh, well, that would be nasty. If they could move 2 hexes over here, that would be nasty. But they would need to cross the river. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. But I suppose that's just what we need to do. Right, we've got a couple of units set up in various different locations. You're fine, right? Okay, yeah, I think I just brought you in. So yeah, we've got more railway repair guys over there. We've got a Polish division down here. They, of course, were very, very famous in the Italian campaign and fought extremely bravely there. So that's nice to see that we've got these guys. I think we do have some Polish divisions up in England as well. Speaking of England, I think we should see all of the task forces. Yeah, they did arrive over there, so that's nice too. Right, so we are going to bring them into various ports. Right, so that being said, I think that was a perfect time to put in a cut and see what we're going to do next time around. And let's actually check on the weather report for next turn, because that would be lovely to see. Rain. Rain, but not heavy rain. Yeah, well, let's see whether that is going to be what is indeed going to happen. And then we can see just how we push it up against the Germans. I'm very, very intrigued. This is the first time that we can actually get our shot here at Panzer type of blitzkrieg warfare, and maybe cut these guys off. That would be fantastic. Oh, speaking of, you know what? Let's do a brief hasty attack over here just to see whether we can push them out. We are killing a couple of their units. Most importantly, we're actually reducing their fortifications. I didn't see that they had one over there, but it's nice because that will mean they are going to have a more difficult time to, build up a new fortified line over here. So yeah, very, very nice to see. We could, of course, try to move there. Yeah, but honestly, we just can't. So I think that's fine. These guys are not... Ooh, they are counting as isolated. Ooh. So we would have, what, 11 attack units against these guys? Oh, I'm tempted. They are counting as isolated. $12 against 10. That's not a good ratio for an attack. But they are in clear terrain. There's no water, there's no snow. There's some fortifications. Let's try. Okay, they are holding out. They did lose a fortified level over here. They're losing 300 men. We're losing nearly 1,000 here. I should probably not have done that. Yeah, I can't do another deliberate attack. I could do a hasty attack over here. Do you know what? I'm tempted to do that again. No. That's just a no. Okay, fine. It was worth a try. It would have been 14,000 German casualties. It was not meant to be. It just wasn't. I do really regret having this bad play over here with these units. That being said, it happens. This is war. Hope you guys enjoyed nevertheless, and hope to see you around next time. Bye-bye, guys.